So what do you do if the person you're dating starts losing interest? There's usually a couple of signs to look out for when somebody is starting to lose interest. They might not be returning your calls as quickly as they used to. They might be dropping off on the text messages, those morning and evening text messages they used to send, not wanting to make arrangements with you or spend as much time with you, and of course the sex dropping off. And these are all significant signs that someone could be losing interest in you. So what do you do when somebody does start losing interest? First of all, it's important to look at the relationship, how it is now, and how it was when you first met. Because if you've fallen into the trap of a couple, like a married couple, too soon, and you're playing house way too soon and you're forgetting to have fun, that can be a massive reason that someone starts losing interest. So have a look at how you're spending time when you're together. What are you talking about? What sort of plans are you making? Is most of the time that you're spending together talking about day-to-day life, Netflix and pizza and, all centered around the home? Or are you still going out and having fun? Because if you're not having fun together and you're not sharing activities, this is one of the main reasons that people start losing interest. Because you're not doing new things. They're not seeing that new spontaneous side of you, which they first saw when they met you. And everything is new. You've got to bring a new version of yourself to the table all the time, because it's the mystery of what's going to happen next that keeps somebody interested. So if somebody starts losing interest in you, you've got to take a look at yourself and start thinking, who am I? Am I the same person? Obviously we want to grow and evolve when we're with somebody. So start getting a life more yourself, because it's the unknown that keeps people excited. On the flip side, if somebody's losing interest, you perceive they're losing interest, and it's the very early stages of dating, and they could have potentially met somebody else, or they're keeping their options open, you've got to take a step backwards. Because first of all, you have to know your value. And if you're going to put yourself on the reduce rack and you're going to accept someone's crumbs, this is going to say more about you than it is about them. If someone's not into you, they're not into you, and there's not really anything that you can do about that. So my advice to you is, if somebody's losing interest, look at the two primary reasons that they are. And there is something else worth considering as well. Sometimes you might think somebody's losing interest. They could have other things on their mind than just the budding relationship, or just the dating, or just entertaining you. So really have a look at what's going on in that other person's life and understand and empathize if there could be actually something else at play there, and don't overreact. But if they are losing interest and it is the early stages of dating, my advice to you would be to take a step backwards, to allow that person the freedom of choice. If they're into you, they're into you. If they're not, they're not. And for you, you have to take a look in the mirror and decide, is this what I'm prepared to put up with? Somebody that runs hot and cold. Because if somebody's running hot and cold and you're accepting it, you're putting yourself on the reduced rack. Look out for those three reasons why somebody could be losing interest, and don't try to change their mind. Look at yourself and what you're bringing to the table and what's changed with you and what you're prepared to accept.